Title: The Haunting Jingle. The snow fell in delicate flakes, coating the quaint town in a pristine white blanket. Christmas lights adorned houses, and the air was filled with the festive scent of pine. It was the most wonderful time of the year, or so the townspeople believed. The Henderson family had recently moved into an old Victorian house at the edge of town, eager to experience their first Christmas in the charming community. The house was adorned with red and green decorations, and a majestic Christmas tree stood proudly in the living room, its lights twinkling with holiday cheer. As Christmas Eve approached, the Hendersons began to notice strange occurrences. It started with faint jingles in the dead of night, like the distant sound of sleigh bells. At first, they dismissed it as the wind playing tricks, but the jingles persisted, growing louder and more unsettling. Late one night, Emily Henderson, the youngest in the family, crept downstairs, drawn by the haunting melody. The living room was bathed in the soft glow of the Christmas lights, and the tree seemed to sway to an invisible rhythm. The jingles surrounded her, echoing through the halls like a spectral carol. In the eerie silence, Emily heard a whisper, soft and ghostly. "Follow the sound, Emily. Follow the sound." Compelled by an unseen force, she stepped outside into the frosty night. The jingles led her through the quiet streets, deeper into the heart of the town. The houses, once adorned with festive lights, now seemed to loom over her like silent sentinels. As Emily approached the old town square, the source of the haunting jingles revealed itself, a dilapidated carousel, long forgotten and frozen in time. The once vibrant horses now stood still, their painted eyes staring into the void. The jingles emanated from the motionless ride, echoing with an otherworldly resonance. Emily hesitated but was drawn to a solitary figure sitting on the carousel bench, a spectral figure with a tattered Santa suit and an ancient, weathered beard. "Emily," the figure whispered, its voice a chilling breeze. "I've been waiting for you." The figure extended a hand, revealing a rusty key. Without uttering a word, Emily took the key, and the carousel creaked to life. The horses began to move, and the haunting jingles transformed into a dissonant melody that sent shivers down her spine. As the carousel spun faster, the town square blurred into a surreal dreamscape. The spectral figure beside her transformed into a skeletal conductor, orchestrating the ghastly performance. Emily's family, awakened by the supernatural commotion, rushed to the square, only to find an empty carousel and their daughter standing alone, clutching the rusty key. From that Christmas Eve forward, the Hendersons could never escape the haunting jingles that echoed through their dreams. The old Victorian house became a portal to a spectral realm, where the carousel spun eternally, and the ghostly figure waited for the next unsuspecting soul to succumb to its eerie allure. And so, each Christmas, the jingles returned, a haunting reminder of the spectral carousel and the town's dark secret, a festive facade that masked the sinister enchantment. The Hendersons, trapped in the ghostly echo of that fateful night, became reluctant residents of a perpetual Christmas nightmare. Title: The Forgotten Ornament. In the small town of Evergreen Falls, where the spirit of Christmas was celebrated with unmatched enthusiasm, the McAllister family moved into a charming cottage nestled on the outskirts. The quaint house had a history of being passed down through generations, and the McAllisters were eager to embrace the town's festive traditions. As December unfolded, the McAllisters immersed themselves in decorating their new home. Each room sparkled with the warm glow of twinkling lights, and the scent of fresh pine wafted through the air. The heart of their Christmas preparations was an ancient ornament, a delicate glass bauble adorned with intricate patterns and faded memories. The ornament, a family heirloom, had been handed down for centuries. It was said to hold the magic of Christmas, bringing joy and blessings to its owners. Generations of McAllisters had cherished it, but as the family unpacked their belongings, they realized the ornament was missing. Distraught but determined to enjoy their first Christmas in Evergreen Falls, the McAllisters adorned their tree with other ornaments, trying to fill the void left by the absent heirloom. However, the magic that once enveloped the family seemed diminished. On Christmas Eve, as the family gathered around the fire, a soft chime echoed through the house. The sound was subtle, like the distant melody of a forgotten carol. Intrigued, the McAllisters followed the ethereal chime, which led them to the attic, a space they had not explored since their arrival. In the dim light, they discovered an old, dusty box tucked away in a corner. As they opened it, the air shimmered with a faint, otherworldly glow. Resting within the box was the missing ornament, its glass surface reflecting the stories of generations past. Overjoyed, the McAllisters brought the ornament downstairs, placing it at the top of the Christmas tree. The moment it touched the branches, the room filled with an enchanting warmth. The chime grew louder, now accompanied by the soft laughter of invisible carolers. As the family settled by the fire, a mysterious presence enveloped them. The ornament began to emit a soft, pulsating light, casting a magical aura around the room. The walls seemed to whisper tales of Christmases long ago, and the air hummed with the joy of forgotten celebrations. As midnight approached, the room transformed into a winter wonderland. Snowflakes materialized out of thin air, and the sound of distant sleigh bells echoed through the house. The McAllisters found themselves transported to a magical realm, where the spirit of Christmas flourished in all its glory. Yet, as the clock struck midnight, the enchantment began to fade. The room returned to its ordinary state, and the McAllisters found themselves back by the fire, the magical realm a mere memory. From that Christmas forward, the McAllisters celebrated with a newfound appreciation for the forgotten ornament. It became a vessel of family stories, a conduit to a magical realm that bridged the past and present. And every year, as the chime echoed through Evergreen Falls, the McAllisters were reminded that the magic of Christmas lived not just in the ornament but in the enduring love and stories that bound their family together. Title: The Cursed Carol. In the quiet village of Ravenswood, Christmas was a time of joy and celebration. The streets were adorned with twinkling lights, and the air was filled with the sweet melodies of carolers. Yet, amid the festive cheer, a chilling legend lingered, a tale whispered in hushed tones during the darkest nights of the year. The story spoke of an ancient carol, a melody that had been passed down through generations. It was said to carry a curse, an otherworldly force that bestowed misfortune upon those who dared to sing its haunting notes. The Thompson family, newcomers to Ravenswood, were unaware of the village's ominous history. As Christmas approached, they embraced the holiday spirit, decorating their Victorian home with garlands and mistletoe. The heart of their celebrations was an old music box, discovered in the attic, which played a melodic tune that filled the air with nostalgia. On Christmas Eve, as the Thompsons gathered around the tree, their joyous laughter echoed through the halls. The warmth of the fire and the glow of the lights created a cozy haven within their home. As the night deepened, a soft, spectral wind brushed against the window panes, carrying with it the distant sound of a forlorn carol. Unbeknownst to the family, the ancient music box had wound itself, setting into motion a series of events that would plunge their Christmas into darkness. The haunting melody of the cursed carol seeped into the room, captivating the Thompsons in an eerie trance. As the family began to sing along, their voices harmonizing with the spectral carol, the temperature in the room dropped. The festive decorations twisted and contorted, their once cheerful faces distorting into grotesque masks. The twinkling lights flickered, casting unsettling shadows on the walls. The Thompsons, caught in the grip of the cursed carol, felt an unseen presence looming over them. The air crackled with malevolent energy as the room transformed into a nightmarish tableau. The ornaments on the tree shattered, and the garlands twisted into serpentine shapes. In the midst of the chaos, the family patriarch, Mr. Thompson, noticed a ghostly figure in the corner of the room, a shadowy entity with hollow eyes and a twisted grin. It beckoned to him, its bony fingers outstretched. Realizing the dire nature of the situation, Mr. Thompson desperately tried to halt the cursed carol. He grabbed the music box, attempting to silence its haunting tune. But the spectral wind intensified, drowning out his efforts. As the last notes of the cursed carol echoed through the house, the room fell silent. the malevolent energy dissipated, leaving the Thompsons in a state of shock. The once festive decorations now lay in ruins, and the air hung heavy with a foreboding stillness. From that fateful Christmas Eve, the Thompsons became guardians of the cursed carol, forever haunted by the ghostly figure that had emerged from the shadows. The village of Ravenswood, unaware of the family's plight, continued its festive celebrations, but the legend persisted, a chilling reminder that sometimes, even the most joyous melodies could carry a dark and ominous tune.